A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Today we are going to talk about combustion and see how combustion affects a person very deep and very strongly in life. So, before we begin, a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels, putting in your comments and suggestions there. And if you haven't, please do and press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. What is combustion? When a planet is very close to Sun, then Sun overpowers that planet and the planet is said to be combust. It is said to lose all its power to Sun. So what happens is that Sun, as the ruler of whichever house in the kundali that it is, becomes very strong and takes over the rulership of the house of the planet that is combust. Say in the chart that we are going to discuss, as we are going to make a practical example and discuss this chart here, Sun and Jupiter are very close to each other. In fact, it's just that Jupiter happens to be as close as 40 minutes to the Sun, not even a degree. And so here we see that Jupiter is highly combust. We will see what happens in the divisional charts also, because when the combustion is this strong or when the planet is this close to Sun, then even in the divisional charts it will show its repercussions, it will have its effects. Before we move on, let's to the divisional charts, let's see how it works in this chart here. See, Jupiter and Sun are sitting together in the 5th house, as this is a Cancer Lagna Kundali and Sun is the ruler of the 2nd house. We see that as the ruler of the 2nd house, Sun gives a lot of wealth, name and good sanskars or good values to the person concerned. In fact, very strong values. And Jupiter is also the Karak of the 2nd house. So we see that the education of the person may be average, if not too bad or anything. It could be just be average of the person concerned, or he could not be a very brilliant student as the Jupiter would suggest with Sun. Now, when they are sitting in the 5th house, 2nd and 5th lord, the person has money, but it is also sitting with the Karak Jupiter. Since the Karak is combust, the person will have money, will be born in money, but may not be able to utilize that money to his or her own effect. Jupiter is the ruler of the 6th and the 9th houses. The 6th house talks about your job, it talks about your profession, it talks about your hard work. The person may not be able to hold on to a job for a long period of time because the 6th house stops functioning. Its functioning is taken over by the Sun, or any person who is very overpowering in the person's life can have a say in those areas of life for the person concerned. Also, when we talk about the 6th house of hard work, the person may not be able to put in a lot of hard work in life in general. The 6th house is also the house of your discretion, and Jupiter is also the house of the Karak for wisdom. So the person may not have that wisdom or may not be wise enough to take discretionary calls about what is right and wrong, and may be a very simple person whom others can also take for a ride. Now, Jupiter also happens to be the 9th lord. So there could be a fallback that the person's father could have suffered after his birth. The 9th house is also the house of your higher education. So, or research or a lot of travel. So these areas of the life could also be little affected, if not afflicted, for the person concerned. Now, when we see that there is just a very small amount of distance, should I say, or should I say that the Sun and the Jupiter are only 40 minutes apart, not even one whole degree. So they will have a ripple effect in multiple divisional charts. For example, in the D10, if I take it here, we will see that Jupiter and Sun are together again in the D10 in the 3rd house. Sun being the lord of the 4th house and Jupiter being the lord of the 11th house and the 8th house. The 3rd house, if Sun is there, the person should be able to take bold measures, but because the 8th house and the 11th house is also concerned, so the person would not be able to take that bold measures to expand his or her business or to make new communities, new friends in the business circle, so that he can get some advantage out of it, and the person is unable to take decisive changes in life regarding the 8th house, and so there may not be the transformations that you are looking for, can just come in on their own uninvited instead of taking good decisive transformating abilities. That is the representation of the 3rd house. So here we see that when we talk about job, when we talk about business, when we talk about the 11th house in the divisional chart also, there can be certain amount of unhappening or may not be able to fulfill it properly. One more thing that we should be able to locate in the divisional chart, if I can point it out to you, is the distance, is the nakshatra of Jupiter and Sun. Sun happens to be in the Ashlesh nakshatra here and in 23 degrees, and Jupiter is in 16 degrees 30 minutes, that is, it is last pada of Pushya, and there is hardly a distance of again 8.5 minutes. So there is combustion, not high, but there is. Now what can a person do in such a case? A person needs to look out for a guide, a direct, a mentor, somebody to showcase him things that can be done in a proper manner, or to find a way out with using your own sense of logic, sitting down, meditating and working on it, or for that matter would need somebody to hold their hands and to show them the way, because Jupiter here as a guru can also be combust. So you would need to go out in search of a guru or to pray to Guru, that is Lord Shiva, for wisdom, for direction. So till we meet with you again, do write to us and do let us know how you found this video. Thank you.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.